Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking an in-depth look at the 2026 Dodge Durango Street. We'll walk through how it looks, how it feels inside, how it performs and what it costs, so by the end you'll know whether this 3-row muscle SUV might be worth your time. Let's dive right in, starting with the exterior. The Durango ST carries the bold, aggressive DNA that Dodge is known for, yet in this 2026 version the styling has been refined. You've got a wider stance, flared wheel arches, strong shoulder lines and updated LED lighting, both front and rear, that lend this SUV a more premium look, while still keeping the muscle vehicle attitude. The grille is more streamlined, the overall body is sleeker but still honest. You can tell this is built to move, not just to look good. Inside the wheel options you'll see new finishes and larger diameters, so it's more visually striking than many typical family SUVs. On the trims above the base you'll also find options like blacked-out badging, sporty spoilers, performance wheels and other styling tweaks that reinforce the performance sub-message. From up close you'll notice the fit and finish of the exterior panels is solid, the lighting elements are crisp and the overall presence of the Durango ST is strong. It stands out in traffic, especially if you opt for one of the more aggressive color schemes or performance-inspired appearance packages. That said, the overall shape is still somewhat familiar, and while the styling updates are appreciated, you may feel it's a refresh more than a full redesign. But in its segment that works, you're getting a distinctive look rather than something toned down. If you're the kind of buyer who wants something more rugged than a crossover and more performance than a typical SUV, this exterior hits that target. Moving now to the interior. Step inside the Durango ST and you'll immediately notice the balance. It's a 3-row SUV designed to carry people and cargo, but with a strong performance attitude. Seating for up to 7 is standard, and you'll find the option of second-row captain's chairs for more comfort and easier access to the 3rd row. The materials are a step up compared to earlier iterations: leather or leather-trimmed seats in higher trims, contrast stitching, suede and leather combinations, and laser-etched trim accents in the more performance-inspired packages. The center console houses a large touchscreen infotainment system, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and Dodge's Uconnect interface, which is intuitive to use and responsive. The driver gets a modern digital gauge cluster, or at least a high-quality traditional cluster, good sightlines, and the driving position is tuned to feel more connected than many family haulers. For cargo the 3rd row is usable. It will work for kids or smaller adults, though longer journeys in the 3rd row will always be a compromise compared to the first 2 rows. With the 3rd row folded you gain significantly more cargo volume and flexibility for weekend gear, sports equipment or luggage. On the comfort front the ride is generally good. You are aware of the size and mass of the vehicle, but higher trims offer features like ventilated front seats, heated 2nd row, premium audio and ambient lighting to elevate the experience. On the tech front you'll find advanced driver assist features like blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control in higher trims, lane keeping aids and more. The main caveat: for the price and performance this is still a large, heavy SUV, and refinement levels, especially road noise, 3rd row comfort and some interior plastics, may not match the very top premium luxury SUVs. But the Durango ST gives you a tremendous amount of value for what you're paying. Now let's talk performance. Under the hood of the 2026 Durango the powertrain lineup is strong. For the Saint you'll typically find a V8 engine as standard. Dodge has committed to V8 power for this model year. For example, the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 produces around 360 horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque in the entry V8 models. Then there's the 6.4-liter Hemi in higher trims with around 475 horsepower and 470 pound-feet. In the top performance SRT Hellcat variants you'll get north of 700 horsepower. What that means for the Saint is very good. You've got strong acceleration, a muscular exhaust note, good passing power and towing capability that puts many rivals to shame. The 8-speed automatic transmission is smooth and responsive, and you'll find all-wheel drive is available for better traction in less ideal road conditions. On the road the Durango ST feels planted. The suspension strikes a balance. It's firmer than a typical family SUV, which means less body roll and a more controlled feel when you push on, while still absorbing bumps well enough to be comfortable for a family outing. If you tow a boat, trailer or need serious utility you'll find the Durango ST delivers. In its towing-equipped form the maximum trailer capacity goes up to around 8,700 pounds when optioned correctly, a figure many full-size SUVs wouldn't match. Fuel economy of course is not its strength. With V8 power and the size of this vehicle, you should expect more frequent stops at the pump compared to smaller crossovers. But if you're buying this for the performance, utility and 3-row practicality, then fuel cost is part of the trade-off. Handling is above typical for the size, steering is reasonably sharp for what it is, and braking performance is strong thanks to available large brake packages in upgraded trims. If you switch to sport or performance drive modes, you'll find the Durango ST responds more like a performance SUV than a family truck. Finally, pricing. The 2026 Durango starts at a fairly aggressive price for what you're getting. The entry model begins in the low $40,000 US range for that base trim. The RT trim starts around $51,990. And if you climb to the SRT Hellcat versions, you're looking at around $81,990 or more depending on options. For the ST trim specifically, your pricing will depend on the market and how it's configured, but you're likely looking at somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 in the US if you pick a well-equipped mid-trim with V8 and desirable options. When you bring on appearance packages, larger wheels, premium audio, tow packages and performance enhancements, the price can climb considerably. From a value perspective, you get a massive amount of SUV, V8 performance and 3-row utility for the money. For buyers in markets like Pakistan or importing the vehicle, you'll want to factor in tariffs, shipping, duties, left-hand versus right-hand drive considerations, and service support. But globally, the message is, you're getting muscle SUV performance with family SUV practicality. One final note, do check for packages like Tow & Go, Blacktop Redline, or performance appearance upgrades which add real value if you need them. Also, resale values, fuel and maintenance costs should be weighed, but if you're buying for fun and utility, the Durango ST is compelling. In summary, the 2026 Dodge Durango ST offers a rare blend of 3-row seating, serious V8 performance, strong towing capability and distinctive style inside and out. If you've got a family but also want muscle, or you tow regularly but don't want to compromise too much on performance, this could be an excellent choice. If you're more focused on fuel economy, ultra-refined luxury or compact size, then this may feel a bit large or thirsty. But for what it is, it's very well executed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please hit like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next walk around and test drive of another bold SUV. Drop a comment below with your questions or what you'd like to see next. Until next time, drive safe and stay excited. If you like, I can also craft a shorter script for Instagram Reels version, or include visual cue suggestions for the YouTube edit.